It doesn't come like a lightning bolt. It doesn't come with music or tears or some dramatic moment of clarity where everything suddenly makes sense. It comes quietly, unexpectedly. It comes on a Tuesday morning when you're making coffee and you notice the light coming through the window and you think, that's beautiful. And then you stop. Because for just a second, one small second, you weren't thinking about him. You weren't replaying a conversation. You weren't trying to figure out where it all went wrong. You weren't wondering what's wrong with you. You were just standing in your kitchen, noticing light, and something inside you shifts. Because you realize you're still here, not surviving, not just getting through the day, not white-knuckling your way to bedtime. Actually here, present in your own life, for just a moment. And that moment matters more than you know. You have to understand what you actually went through, because the people around you might not. They saw a relationship that ended. They saw you go through a hard time. They saw you cry maybe, struggle maybe, but they didn't see what happened inside you. They didn't see the way he rewired how you thought about yourself, the way you stopped trusting your own memory, the way you started calculating every word before you said it, the way you lay awake at night trying to figure out what you did wrong, what you could fix, how you could be better, easier, smaller, less. They didn't see you disappear. They didn't see the slow erosion of everything you used to be certain about. They didn't see how close it came to actually breaking you. But you know how dark it got. You know the nights that felt unsurvivable. You know the mornings you didn't want to get up because getting up meant another day of feeling like nothing. You know what it felt like to be so hollowed out that you couldn't remember what it felt like to be whole. And you are still here. Do you understand what that means? It means he didn't win. It means that everything he told you about yourself, every cruel word, every dismissal, every rewritten memory, every moment he made you feel worthless and invisible and too much and not enough, none of it finished you. He tried. Maybe he didn't even realize he was trying. Maybe it was just who he was, just how he operated, just the way he moved through the world leaving damage in his wake. But the damage he intended for you, it did not do what he needed it to do. It did not end you. There's a specific kind of pain that comes after narcissistic abuse that nobody talks about. It's not just heartbreak. Heartbreak, you understand. Heartbreak has a shape. You loved someone, you lost them, you grieve. This is different. This is grieving yourself. This is waking up and not knowing who you are. This is reaching for your own opinions and finding his voice instead. This is trying to figure out what you want and realizing you haven't thought about what you want in so long that the question feels foreign. This is the strange, disorienting experience of being alive, but feeling like the person who used to live in your body has gone missing. That's what he took. Not just your time, not just your energy, not just years of your life. He took your sense of self. And rebuilding that, finding your way back to yourself, is some of the hardest work a person can do. Because you're not just healing a wound. You're reconstructing something from the inside out. You're learning to trust your own mind again. You're learning to believe your own memory. You're learning to let yourself feel things without immediately questioning whether you're allowed to. You're learning to exist as yourself, fully, without apology, after years of being taught that yourself was the problem. That is not small work. That is enormous. And you're doing it. Every single day you are doing it. Even on the days it doesn't feel like it. Even on the days you go backward. Even on the days his voice is louder than yours and you believe it for a little while before you catch yourself. You are still doing the work. You are still here. And slowly, in ways you might not even notice yet, things are shifting. The nights that feel unsurvivable are fewer. The mornings are a little lighter. The moments of forgetting, of just being in your life, without him taking up all the space in your mind, those moments are getting longer. You laugh at something and it's real. You want something and you let yourself want it. You have a thought and you trust it. Small things. But they're not small. They're everything. They're proof. Proof that you are coming back. Proof that the damage he did, as real as it was, as deep as it went, it was not permanent. You are not permanently broken. You are healing. And healing from this looks different than healing from anything else. It's not linear. It's not clean. Some days you'll feel like yourself again, and some days you'll feel like you're back at the beginning. That's not failure. That's just what this is. But underneath all of it, Underneath the hard days and the setbacks and the moments when his voice is still too loud, underneath all of that, something is growing. Something quiet and steady and strong. The version of you that survived this. The version of you that went through the worst of it and came out the other side, still breathing, still feeling, still reaching for the light coming through the kitchen window on a Tuesday morning. She didn't get here by accident. She got here because she refused to let this be the end of her story. You refused, even when you didn't know you were doing it, even when it felt like you were barely holding on. You held on, and now you're here, not where you want to be yet, not fully healed, not fully back to yourself, but here, alive, still in the story, still writing it. And that means the abuse didn't end you. It tried, but you're still here. And still here is the beginning of everything. Subscribe to You Will Stand Again, because you will.